Yeah. Okay. So look at the screen, what I have on the screen right now. I have God's people on the screen, because I was just sitting on the couch and then I was looking at the screen and then I was watching God's people perform. And then I was like, I'm thinking about a lot of things, right? And I'm thinking about association. And then I was just thinking about what association means. And association means follow, like to follow. And then I just wanted to do a bit now, just to show like the power of the association, right? And then, how everything is always coming from God and everything's always coming from the Bible, right? And then you can always see what's up through my man Christ, right? And then he just shows you what's up, man. Scary, simple service, right? So here, just walk with me, man. Just walk with me on this one right here, right? Because here we go. Let's get the image up here. Right, so we're going to walk through Plato's cave on this bit right here, right? Because we want to walk with God's people through Plato's cave, right? And then we want to show you some images on the screen, right? But we want to bring you to the light, right? Because we're going to do that, okay? So everything that we always do, we always have to establish the order, right? So here's the order of God's realm. Remember, God created the world, check. God created man, aka the people, check. People created states, check. People created constitutions, check. People created governments, check. Question: when did government become boss of the people? Right? So I was listening to her name is Summer. Shout out to Summer. Hey, Summer. Right? But I was listening to one of her conversations that she had online, and she's fighting. Like, she's out there in Wisconsin right now, and she's fighting, and she's just like really upset at what the political people, what the government is doing to the people, because basically, through the technology that they're using, they're taking away the people's ability to be able to choose their elected officials, right? So now the officials are basically, once you run this thing through the Scantron, right, and then it chooses a little bubble, right, then that little bubble is going to be programmed by somebody in the computer, and then they're going to say, hey, we want to have this man in there, not the one that the people elect, right? And then this is how the game has been rigged for a super long time, right? So basically, through the technology, because the people were sleeping for a little bit, our political people were running the game on us for a super long time, man. But then we woke up, man. And then now we got to go back and we got to fix everything and we got to show them what's up, man. So it's super simple. So, the more people that we wake up, the more people that we show the order, right? The order of the realm, then the stronger then we become, right? And then we'll just be able to fix all these little silly problems that our little servants have ran around there and messed up, right? So it's going to be super easy. It's just hard work, man. It's hard work because we got to convince the other men and the other women to associate, right? And that's just a hard thing because a lot of them have been brainwashed in this secular world, right? So now we're just going to show them some words, man. We're just going to keep this one light and fluffy, right? But, I want to go here in the Great Law in the Maxim, right? Because I was looking at this, right? And in 49K, you see what it says right there? What is given to the church is given to God, right? So everything that you give to the church, you give to God, right? And then I was looking at all these churches that are, or these so-called churches, right? And then they're all registered 501c3s, right? And then now that I know that a 501c3 falls under the jurisdiction of the state, I'm like, why did you do that, church people? Who were the people who organized that church? Who are the ones that put together the constitutions of the church? And then who are the ones that said, now we're going to go register our church to the state, right? You guys aren't being led properly, man. So, like, we wish to fix churches now, right? Because the churches have just been led astray, right? Stupid simple, right? But look at this one. We like this one, 49J. No man warring for God should be troubled by secular business, man. So like, we walk with God, right? We move through the realm for God, man. And we like to show God's people what's up, right? And then now we got all these secular businesses out there that are just causing problems, and it's just like, oh my God, what's wrong with you businesses, man? Do you guys not know what's up? So now it's our wish now to move the secular businesses into the realm of the private, right? And then they will no longer be secular, right? But they will be private entities that can help serve the people, right? So we want to fix you businesses too, man. And we're going to show you guys what's up, right? We're just going to walk it out super slow, right? So check this out. Right, we always like the California Constitution. We like all of the constitutions, right? Because there's always a preamble, and then within the preamble, it already says who is the power, right? So check this out. I'm gonna show you right here. Remember, I always read this, right? We the people of the state of California, grateful to Almighty God. Hey God, what's up? Thanks for the shine for our freedom in order to secure and perpetuate its blessings. Do establish this Constitution, right? So the people wrote this Constitution for all of our public servants to follow, right? And there's a lot of articles in here, right? We got a lot of articles in here, and these are all the rules to the game of the realm that we tell our public servants to function under, right? Scary simple service, right? So here we go. Let's go with some word flow now, right? So I was up on this secular bit, right? Because I was like, man, what is, like the secular people, right? Look at this, right? Living in the world, right? See, you ever hear that statement, be in the world but not of it? Right? That's basically what I am now, man. So I walk around this world, right? But I am not of this world, right? I am separate from this world because I am in God's world, right? I am in God's kingdom. I work for God, right? And because I work for God, I am no longer bothered by all of these secular entities, right? And then now it's like when I walk across these people and I'm like, hey, what's up, man? A lot of them call me crazy, because they were like, who are you? Where did you get this? Who do you think you are? And why do you think you have the ability to do what you can do? And I'm like, well, because I serve God. God said so, right? And then they just get all huffy and puffy and like, whatever, right? And then I just keep it moving, man. So check this out. I'm going to show you some more words, right? See. So I'm always about things that you can see, right? Things that you can smell, things that you can taste, right? Things that you can hear, things that you can touch, right? I'm all about the senses, right? Because the senses are how I figure out this physical world, right? So then check this out right here, right? When you see, right? See means to follow, right? Right. So I'm getting ready to build something right now. So when you see something, you're basically following it. You're tracking it with your eyes, man. So if you can see, you can follow it with your eyes, right? And then you're just cool right there, right? You're just cool, so if you can follow with your eyes, then you can see, right? So check this out. I'm going to show you another fun word. I'm always talking about associations and associates, right? Because the key word in this one right here is to follow. Right, to follow, right, so when you have these two words, add, associate, it's a two-word word, right, so join in company, but really it means to unite with, right, it means to follow, right, so you follow with your eyes, right, you follow with your body, right, you follow with your vessel, with your being, everything like that, right. And then I'm just like, okay, what's up with this follow bit, right? So let's go check out the following, right? So when you look at follow, right, you just track follow down to accompany, right? Another two-word word, right? Especially as a disciple. You see that? Right? Obey, a rule or law. Conform to, right? These are all the words that follow is under. A practice, trade, or calling. Right, so follow has a bunch of words, right? But then when I showed you right here, basically it means to see, right? So if you're looking at things with your eyes and you're following, right, you can track it with your eyes, right? And then you can go with it, so the reason why I did that was because check this out, right? It's just, like every time I look up follow in the Bible, right? Jesus is always saying, yo, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me, right? And then it's just like that word that pops in my head. And I'm like, okay, I'm seeing what's up now, right? So Jesus was giving the boys, he was just letting them know. He was like, yo, follow me and I will make you fishers of men, right? So every time Jesus ran across someone, he was like, follow me, follow me, follow me, right? Right. And then everybody was like, okay, I'll follow you, man. What's up? Okay, so check this out right here, right? So this was in Matthew chapter 4. right? But then when you scroll down, I like this one because this is a fun bit right here. When you read this story, right, this is when Jesus had to go and he was like battling, the devil was trying to tempt him, and then he was fasting for 40 days, and then he was taking him all over the place, trying to make him do stuff, right? And then Jesus was like, yo, man, get back, bro. You're not my man. I follow God, so then basically if you scroll down, right, and then you see 19, right? So, after Jesus made it through the 40 days, and the fasting, and then he beat the devil and beat all that stuff because he kept trying to tempt him, right? Then he went out and then he started to preach, right? So then he was talking to some people, and then he started to chit chat with them. And then like right here, you see on Matthew 19, it says, follow me and I will make you fishers of men, right? And then straight away they left their nets, right? And then they followed him, right? So look at this, man. He keeps saying, and going on from thence, he saw other two brethren, James the son of Zebedee, right? And John his brother in a ship with Zebedee, their father, mending their nets. And he called them, right? So he called them, right? He was like, yeah, what's up, fellas? Right? And then they immediately left the ship and their father, and then they followed him, right? So you see there's a pattern here, right? So every time they kept associating with Jesus, right? So they kept associating with Jesus, and then it was like, I get it, man. I get it, right? So here, I'm going to show you something right here, right? Right, to associate. All right, can we get we want the Justia version right here, right of association, right? So right here, the right of association. So you can go to the law.justia, and then if you look at this one and it says right of association, right here, let me make this bigger, right? And then it says, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or of the right of the people peaceably to assemble, right? Peaceably to assemble. So when you come together, you're assembling, right? And to petition the government for redress of grievances, right? So check this out, right? Here it is, so this is what was catching my eye right here, right? What is this? It is beyond debate that freedom to engage in association for the advancement of beliefs and ideas is an inseparable aspect of the liberty assured by the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment, which embraces freedom of speech, blah, 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 right? So if you scroll down, right, look at what they say. The doctrine is a fairly recent construction. What? What are they talking about? This doctrine is a fairly recent construction, right? Freedom of association as a concept thus grew out of a series of cases in the 1950s and 60s. No way, bro. Check this out right here, right here in Matthew 4:19, and he saith unto them, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men, right? What does associate mean, right? Associate means to follow, right? So Jesus was telling the boys back in the day, he was like, yo, follow me. He was like, yo, associate with me. You have the right to associate with me, and I will make you fishers of men, right? And then when you look at the secular world, right, this is what I'm calling the world right now. They're sitting up here trying to say freedom of association as a concept thus grew out of a series of cases in 1950s and 60s. No way, man. This has always been something that God has always given us the ability to do, man. Right? And then this is why, we're always trying to teach the people is that the constitutions are a reflection of God's law, which is all written in the Bible, right? And then we, the people, wrote those for all of our governments, right? That's just what we did, right? That's what we did, right? So then with this bit right here, so what was going on back in the 50s and 60s is that they were trying to tell the NAACP, that they had to give up some paperwork, right? They were like, nah, man, you can't do business in our state. And then they were like, yes, we can, right? And then they were like, no, you can't. You can't because we're the state and we're the boss. And then the NAACP, they said, nah, we're going to go to court, man, because you're violating our First Amendment, right? And then they won, right? And then they won. And then now all of the secular people now understand that as a right of association, right? So when you know that you can associate, that just means that you're uniting with and you're following, right? So you unite with someone and then you follow, right? You join in company, right? But then, like I was showing you, Jesus in the Bible, he was telling them to do that the whole bit, man. He was like, follow me and I'll make you fishers of men, right? And then just go ahead. You can read this chapter right here. So if you read Matthew chapter 4, right, it's a fun story, right? Lots of people have made shows out of this so you can see the action, because you got action, right? You got drama, you got some really dope characters in here, but it's fun, right? But then look at this. It applies to today, because every man and every woman has the right of association, right? And then when you associate, then that means that you're separate from the government. You are in a different jurisdiction. The government cannot mess with you, because you have the right to associate with any man or any woman, right? And you can talk about, you can talk about right here. Let me get this highlighted. It won't highlight down there. That's crazy. Right, but whatever, I'll point it out. Right, so you can talk about political things, economic things, religious things, cultural matters, and state actions, which they have the effect of, so no state can affect you, right? You can talk about all of these entities. You can do all of these things, right? Like I said, you can do amazing things in associations, man. You can make people whole. You can make people healthy, right? You can fix them, right? You can drive, like you can move in automobiles, right? You can do so many things, man. It's just ridiculous, right? So that's why I'm going to put you guys on with my man, David Jose, right? Because he's going to show you what's up with these associations, man. It's really fun. It's really cool, right? There's no reason why you should be dreading a recession or anything like that, man, because we're going to fix it, right? Because every man and every woman has a right of association, man. So I just wanted to put that bit out there real quick, man, because it was just on the top of my head, because I was like, the Bible was telling us what's up, man. It's always telling us what's up, right? Jesus was saying, follow me, right? That's basically an association. He was trying to create associations way back in the day, and then people did it, right? And then they had fun, right? So let's close it out, right? Let's check out the order. Remember, God created the world, check. God created man, aka the people, check. People created states, check. People created constitutions, check. People created governments, check. Question, when did government become boss of the people? Answer, never, right? Never. This world was made for these people right here. These were made for God's people, man. So that's it. I'm going to call it a day on this one, man, because that was just on the front of my mind, and now it's done. So now you know the ability and the power of the association, because remember, right, it comes from the Bible, man. Follow me. Just follow me, right? All right, I'll talk to you guys in the future. Remember, nobody's having more fun than us. Bye.